Debt and taxes make the rich richer, but still, debt and taxes make the poor and the middle class poorer. This is a popular statement by Robert Kiyosaki, who authored the famous book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What comes to your mind when you hear the word debt? Negative thoughts, miserable life, or anything in between? You can name them all. But that's not all about debt, as most people have always deemed it to be. Debt can be considerably good if it is used in a good way, and that's what rich people do every time. On the other hand, the poor and middle class often make uninformed decisions when dealing with debt. Funny enough, debt is a word that many people are afraid of. In fact, there's so many television shows, books, and magazines today that are devoted to teaching people about getting out of debt. Nonetheless, you should keep in mind that debt is a powerful tool to generate more money if you know how to use it. And that's why I made a perfect video to teach you how to make money using debt, something that people with deep pockets enjoy doing. It doesn't have to be very complicated. Meanwhile, if you're new here, this is ICE, the best place where you get to learn about all the ins and outs of investing, e-commerce, and entrepreneurship. Before we start, ensure you subscribe to our channel to watch more exciting and insightful videos. Okay, let's get these facts straight before we proceed. The principal method of using debt to get great returns is to use leverage, which multiplies your returns exponentially. But you may be asking, what exactly is leverage? Leverage is using borrowed money to increase your return on investment. It can allow you to achieve returns that you thought were previously impossible, but at a greater risk of losing your capital. Number 1, real estate. Do you know why most rich people like real estate debt? The answer is pretty clear. It has a lot to do with tax loopholes that the wealthy class like to take advantage of. In fact, you'll often find many rich people who have multiple mortgages to benefit from the deductions that come with these loans. And if you're yet to tap into the world of mortgages, then you might be paying extra taxes unknowingly. Okay, here's a practical example of how you can use real estate debt to become more prosperous. One of the best strategies to produce monthly cash flow and build wealth simultaneously is through buy and hold investing. And in this case, I'm not talking about stocks, but about owning rental properties. So here's an example of what you could do to use debt to your advantage. Whereas savings accounts and 401ks don't provide you a monthly paycheck, real estate can. Using $15,000, you could secure a loan on a property worth $75,000. For all of you in the large market, yes, those unicorns do exist in real estate. I promise. After accounting for reserve items like maintenance, vacancy, management fees, your mortgage, insurance, and more, you will receive monthly payment from your investment of $200 a month. After 5 years, you've collected $12,000 from your monthly income. You've made almost your entire investment back. What's more, the property has appreciated. Considering an annual appreciation of 3%, your investment property is now worth $86,946. If you sold it and took out some fees and closing costs, you could make somewhere between $20,000 and $33,000 after paying off your mortgage. Add all that profit up, and you're now sitting at $12,000 in monthly income plus $25,000 from the sale for a total of $37,000. Subtract your original $15,000 investment and you've made $22,000. Are you a clear winner? Yep. Number 2, margin investing. Investing on margin allows you to buy a higher dollar amount of stock than you actually have money for. For example, if you had $50,000 in your traditional brokerage account, you could leverage your investment and open a margin account. A margin account allows you to put up a max of 50% of the purchase price of a stock. You would have $50,000 in cash, and an additional $50,000 would be loaned to you from your broker. Your $50,000 investment gives you $100,000 worth of buying power. You could use this money and buy $100,000 value of the stock. If the stock price appreciates, then you can pay back the loan and pocket the profit. But the negative here is that if the equity in your account falls below a particular value, your brokerage firm can issue a margin call. If you can't meet your margin call because you don't have enough funds, your broker can liquidate your entire position in a stock, leaving you with big losses. Number 3, hedge funds. Hedge funds are known to be some of the most significant users of leverage. They're prevalent for generating abnormal returns by using leverage. Many hedge funds lever up to 10 times their total assets. For instance, billionaire hedge fund managers like John Paulson have used leverage to turn accredited investors into multimillionaires. So how do hedge funds make money? Hedge funds try to make money when companies fall or go bankrupt. That's quite risky and the exact opposite of what most people always do when buying stocks. Assuming a hedge fund's assets are valued at $100 million, they charge standard 2 fees of 20% and are able to generate 10% in annual returns. How much money would the fund make just in fees? The fund would return $4 million in annual fees, a management fee of $2 million plus a $2 million performance fee. You can calculate this by taking 10%, which is the annual return on equity, of the value of the total equity, which is $100 million. Then you get $10 million, and you take 20% 2 times, which equals 40% of this number. And there you have it. However, if the fund manager's investment thesis is wrong, this can drive a hedge fund out of business and lose the capital of all the investors. Hedge funds, such as Long-Term Capital Management, LTCM, which needed a bailout, were levered up as much as 30 times their assets. Number 4, credit score. Your credit score is a 3-digit number that businesses use to predict whether you will pay your financial obligations on time or not. Ranging from 300 to 850, higher credit scores mean you're less likely to default on credit cards, loans, and other bills. Having an excellent credit score puts you in the most favorable light of all when borrowing money. We've seen how you can use debt to create more passive income and enjoy profits. So what can you do with an excellent credit score? Well, a whole lot of things. You can qualify for higher credit limits and loan amounts. The amount of credit a credit card issuer is willing to extend to you is based partly on your credit score. With an excellent credit score, you've likely demonstrated that you can handle credit responsibly. When you apply for most major credit cards, you're more likely to get a higher credit limit, provided your income is enough to handle that credit limit. Similarly, when you're applying for a loan, having excellent credit will allow you to qualify for higher loan amounts. This makes a significant difference in the price of the home or car that you can afford to buy. Number 5, Forex trading. Lastly, you can also think about dipping your toes in the Forex markets. With this standard trading method in CFDs and currencies, investors can control large blocks of currencies with just a small amount of money. Currency investors can lever up their accounts 100 to 1. For example, if you trade using $1,000, you can hold a position worth $100,000. The pros of currency trading are that you can take a small amount of money and turn it into significant sums very, very quickly. George Soros is known as the man who broke the Bank of England, netting $1 billion by betting against the pound. Conversely, currency trading has the potential to wipe out a trader's account in a matter of minutes. It may go against conventional wisdom because debt is seen as a downward pull on an individual's finances. But if used correctly and managed appropriately, debt can allow individuals to make purchases that they wouldn't otherwise be able to, enhancing their returns significantly. And that's all for today's video. Let us know what you think of the ways using debt to make money that were mentioned here. Before you go, feel free to smash the like button if you enjoyed or found today's video useful. Also, if you want to watch more exciting videos like today's, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications bell for more updates. Thanks for watching.